Hi, I'm Crystal Stump, founder and CEO of ABC Consulting and former Virginia ABC Special Agent from the Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to talk about how you can get a license for your event center. Pour yourself a drink, you're going to need it. Welcome back, and thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to talk about how to get an alcohol license for an event center. Now, I want to talk a little bit. First of all, I'm not an attorney. I'm a consultant, and I'm a former agent from the Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority. And I'm just here to talk about my opinion and what it is that I know about this process. So if you know something different, I welcome you to comment below. Let me know what you've been told, who told you the information, and what you know about this. There's some information out there. I want to make sure that it's consistent. When the ABC Authority agents, there's 9 regions, and I know that sometimes the information is not always the same. So if you have heard something different, please comment here today and we'll talk about it and discuss it and make sure that what is allowed in Northern Virginia is allowed in Southwest Virginia or coastal Virginia. Across the 9 regions in the state, we want to make sure that licensees are all kind of treated fairly and that the same rules apply across the state. So with an event center license, let's talk about that for a little bit. Now, if you find this video informative, please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. And I invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you're a future licensee or a current licensee, this channel is going to be bringing you videos weekly with topics about different license types and how businesses operate and some tricks and tips, and I hope that you find it really informative. So please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you're notified of all my new videos. So let's get right to this event center license or a venue license. So there are a couple of locations in the state of Virginia that kind of are known as or operate as a event venue. And they're licensed. They have a full license and they have events there and people come in and they consume their alcohol and they eat their dinner and they go dancing. Sometimes they have dancing, just a lot of different things. So let me kind of explain with this how they get around that or how they do it. There is no license for an event center in Virginia right now. I hope there will be one day, but as of right now, there's not an event center license. So that means that if you want to have a location that you are catering to private parties or weddings or special occasion events, whatever in that regard, the option that you have a couple of options. One being that you can lease out the space to someone to have their event and that person obtain a banquet license. The ABC Authority calls it a banquet license. We call it a one-day license. It's good for one day and they have to qualify for that license. Now there's up to 10 different types of banquet licenses. I think it's about 10. So you have to make sure that they're going to qualify for the license. There's a license for, private events like weddings and family reunions and class reunions and things of that nature. And then there's for festivals, nonprofit organizations can get a license for one day that allows them to sell tickets and sell alcohol from a cash bar even. And so, it depends on the license type to make sure we want to make sure the person qualifies for the right license and things of that nature. But you can require the person leasing your space to get their own ABC license. That's an option for you. But a lot of venues want to be able to have their own ABC license because they want to be able to capitalize on those alcohol sales at these private functions, which makes complete sense. The venue can get a permanent catering license if they want, and that will require them to cater food, and then in return they can do the alcohol as well for private events at their location, or they can actually travel with that license to do private events and catering, utilizing their catering license for that. That is an option. But you're in the catering business. You're making food, and your packages have to include the food and the alcohol, and it's a catered event, right? And some people don't really want to be in the food industry, and I understand that. But with that catering license, you have to do $48,000 a year in food to maintain that license. So you might want to consider going the catering route. It does require the food, but that is an option. Another option also involves food, and that's just getting a regular restaurant license through the ABC authority. Now, the restaurant license is going to be either a wine and beer license or a wine, beer, and mixed drink license. Now, don't freak out by the restaurant component or the food component, because the ABC authority really doesn't have high or challenging requirements for this. It is only $2,000 a month in food every month for the wine and beer. And if you want wine, beer, and mixed beverage, it's only $4,000 a month. I mean, I would think a couple of really good events, and you would hit that maybe in one event or one weekend. So really having, that food component could be really beneficial. And if your expertise is not in food, you could certainly hire a catering company or a caterer, someone who specializes in the food and making food, a chef, company, or someone that can come in and work for you. Okay, they have to work for you. They can't be like, for example, I'm just going to use, let's just use Panera Bread, for example. I don't think they have a license, but anyway, Panera Bread, you couldn't just hire Panera Bread to come in and then do the food, right? It would have to be like a private catering company to come in and work for you and prepare this food for you to sell, right? And you could sell this food every month to your customers and be able to qualify for that restaurant license. Now, you are going to have to be open to the public. You're going to have to operate as a restaurant. There's no minimum days a week, there's no minimum hours or anything like that you have to do, but you just have to meet those food sales every month. So I would think that something like you could have a small cafe. Let's say that your space is big. A lot of people, these event venues now are becoming farms, okay? They're buying farms, and it's a lot of land, and there's a place for a wedding, and there's a place for concerts, and there's a place for dining. They're pretty extensive. So if that's what you're thinking about, you could easily put a restaurant in one of those areas, okay? And license that as a restaurant. You watch my food truck video. You could put a food truck on that property permanently there and be able to operate a restaurant. As long as you abide by the local body and the county and city and all of that, you'd want to check that. But you could possibly get a restaurant license for that and then be able to cater or serve the food or serve the alcohol whenever you lease the place out for a birthday party, say, or a wedding reception. Are you kind of following me on that? I know there's a lot going on here, but basically, if you just take a regular typical restaurant, if they want to close for a Friday night and have a private reception there, they could close to the public for Friday night, have that private reception, and be able to sell the food and sell the wine, beer, and liquor to their guests. That would be the same concept with you on your farm or your venue where you're having your event center, okay? So you could close to the public during those private events and be able to serve food and serve the alcohol. And as long as you're serving meeting those food sales every month, you shouldn't have any big challenges with the ABC. Now, you want to make sure that your menu is, you want to have at least decent enough food to be able to hit those food sales and make sure that you're selling something of good quality. So maybe some flatbread pizzas or some high-end sandwiches or good sandwiches or something of that effect. You want to consider that. So if you're trying to operate this event center and you want a permanent retail license, unfortunately, you're going to have to really think about bringing that food element into your business plan. Or you're going to have to just require your clients to obtain their own ABC license each time there's an event there. Now, if you have a client who needs a one-day license, we're happy to help them. You can visit our website at vaabc.com. That's going to take you to the ABC Consulting page. We have a wedding bouquet image on the home page. Click that, fill out the form, and then we can help get an ABC license for that special event for that person. So you need to plan. As soon as you know someone is leasing your space, if you pass on our information to them, we're going to help and make sure that they are applying for the right license, they get the license in time for the event, and everybody's happy and good to go there. And if you're considering a catering license or a restaurant license for your location, reach out to me. send me an email, comment below, or go to our website, thevaabc.com. It's at the top. That'll take you to ABC Consulting. You can fill out a form there on the retail side, and we'll send you an estimate of the cost of the license as well as the cost of our services. So if you're interested in kind of learning more about how you want to bring that food element into your location or your event venue, we can talk about that. Another option is operating a winery or a brewery on your property. That wineries and breweries do not have that food requirement or that food component requirement. So that could be even a possibility. If you're a venue hall and you have entertainment, and you could get a concession license. That is still food requirements, but it is a little bit different than the restaurant. You don't have to have the tables and chairs and the sit-down dining and all of that. And I don't believe there's even a food sale requirement for that license type. So that's a possibility. That's just for wine and beer. I don't believe that covers mixed beverage, but the concession license, look into that license type. There's a lot of licenses out there, and you just need to kind of think about what license types there are, what the requirements are, and hopefully if you'd like, we'd be more than happy to help navigate you through that process. We're not attorneys, like I mentioned before, but we can certainly help you with our opinion and kind of brainstorm and work together on making sure that your business is as successful as it can be. I wish you the best success, and hopefully your journey through this goes smoothly, and consider us to help you with this licensing process. And once you're licensed, we can help with compliance and record keeping and mock inspections. And if you haven't watched how to prepare for an inspection, watch that video. That's pretty informative too. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Cheers.